All right, you're welcome to this video. So in this video, we are looking at mastering profit and loss. So for mass, this is mass profit and loss, not accounts. So we have objectives. So we are going to define some core concepts of profit and loss. So we look at cost price, selling price, profit and loss. So how do you define all these ones? Then how do we calculate profit or loss amount? Then determine profit or loss percent. How do we do that? So that's what we are into for this video. On this video, so the first one is cost price. See yourself as a business person. You are selling something. What you are selling you must have bought it from someone, or you produce it yourself. Whatever amount you use to buy what you are selling, or whatever amount you have used to produce what you are selling, is a cost price, the total amount. So the amount of money spent to buy or produce an item, or the cost incurred to produce it, is called cost price. I hope that is very clear. That one should not be a problem. Then selling price is the amount at which the product is sold. So the price at which that item is what sold to a customer. How much did you sell it to a customer? That is your selling price. Now, if the amount at which the product is sold is more than the cost price, then you have made a profit. Take for instance, you bought something for 5 naira, you now sold it for 7 naira. You sold it for 7 naira, then you have made a profit. So which means the difference between 5 naira and 7 naira is what? Is 2 naira. And the price at which the product is sold is more than the cost price. So which means you have gained. You understand? So that means you have a profit. But if the price at which this product is sold, you sold it for 4 naira. So that means you are selling less than your cost price. So that means a loss. You are not making any profit. So that's the meaning of what? Cost of loss. Is that clear? So that's why I said if the selling price is greater than the cost price, that is loss. If the selling price cost price is greater than the selling price, that is going to be what? Loss. So let's now look at formula. So profit formula is SP, which I've done, selling price minus cost price. Selling price minus cost price. Why the loss is what? Cost price minus what? Selling price, because the cost price is more than selling price. So now, if you are not asked to find the profit percentage will then be, since it's the profit, you want to express the profit as cost of the what? As a percentage of the cost. Because the profit has made your cost to be, you have made more than the cost. So the difference will now be the profits. That means the profit divided by the cost price multiplied by what? 100. That is profit divided by cost price multiplied by what? 100. That is the profit percentage. So the loss percentage is loss divided by cost price multiplied by what? 100. You can see that we are making use of the cost price because that is the initial money. So please don't use selling price. You use the word cost price. So finding profit. Finding profit. So how do you find profit? I've told you. So the profit here, item bought for 500 naira and sold for 650. So the profit here, the profit will be equal to the selling price. This is selling price, and this is the cost price. So that is SP minus CP. So that is 650 naira minus 500 naira. I hope I'm making sense. So this gives you 150 naira. I hope this is very clear, right? Okay, that's good. If that is clear, that's good. So finding profit percentage. So we're making use of this question using the above example. So So you have to get the percentage profit or profit percentage. So profit percentage now. Profit percentage is what? Don't forget what I said. The formula is what? Profit divided by what? The cost price multiplied by what? 100. So the profit in this case, we got 150 as the profit divided by the cost price is what? 500. So divided by 500 multiplied by what? 100. So this 0, you can cancel it and you can make use of your calculator. So if you are comfortable with your calculator, make use of it. So 0 cancel the zeros here. Then 5 can go here 1, 5 can go here 3. So that is 30. So which means it's going to be what? 30%. I hope this is very clear, right? Okay. Then finding loss. Now, item bought for 200,000 naira and sold for 150,000. You can see the price at which this product is sold is less than the price at which it was bought. So that means, so we find the loss. That's going to be loss. So loss, which is going to be cost price minus selling price. So the cost price is 200,000 naira. Please always put the unit to naira. If it is dollar, put dollar minus selling price 150. 150. All right. So you subtract. So that's going to give us 50,000 naira. All right. So that is that on that one. So finding the loss percentage. So the same thing, loss percentage will be the loss over the cost price multiplied by 100. So that means we have loss, which is 50,000 divided by the cost price here. Cost price is 200,000. Multiplied by 100. So this 0 cancel this 0. This 0 cancel this 0. So we have 50 divided by 2. So that gives us 25. Then it's percentage. Put percentage there. I hope this is very clear. So if that is clear, then move to the next one. So we have just the practice question. Let's look at this practice question. A shopkeeper buys a phone for 800 naira and sells it for 1,000. What is the profit? So the same thing, the profit should be what? 800 minus 1,000 minus 800. So the profit is going to be 200. Now, so let's look at the second one. If a book costs 50 naira to buy and was sold for 40 now, what is the loss? Sometimes they will ask you, is that a loss? Is that a profit? So the loss is what? The loss is 10 naira. All right. Okay, let's look at the third one. A trader buys 30 items for 12,000 naira and sells each for 500 naira. Find the profit percentage. So in this case, this type of question, you have to be very careful. We have 30 items. The whole of the 30 items was bought for 12,000 naira. Everything, 12,000 naira. But each item was sold for 500 naira. So we have known the cost price. The cost price is 12,000 naira. So we now need to calculate the selling price. Don't forget, this is not the amount that everything was sold. No. So each, that's how you have each. So that means you are multiplying 30 by 500 naira. So multiply that. So 30 times 500. 30 times 500. So that gives 15,000 naira. So which means the selling price is 15,000 naira. So from here you see that it is profit. But if you look at the question as a whole, this is a loss. There's problem with the question. No, there's no problem with the question. Because why would they ask us to find profit percentage when in the question it is loss? It's not loss. They'll be saying that the trader sold it for 500. That's a loss. No, you have to read the question very well. All right. So in this case, so we are going to calculate the profit first. So the profits will then be the selling price minus the cost price. So the selling price is 15,000 naira minus the cost price, which is 12,000 naira. I hope I'm making sense. So this will give us 3,000 naira. But the question says profit percentage. All right. So we now go to profit percentage now. Don't forget the formula. Profit percentage is profit divided by the cost price multiplied by what? 100. So the profit, which is 3,000, divided by the cost price. The cost price is 12,000. We put the 12,000 there. Multiplied by 100. So right, so we divide. 0 cancel this 0. 3 here 1, 3 here 4. 4 in 100, that's 25. You can use your calculator. So that means you have 25%. I hope this is very clear to you. So I wish you the best. So meet in the next video.